I keep fresh watermelon in a jar and eat it all winter. I'll wash the watermelon first. I will cut the watermelon into slices. I cut the watermelon into larger pieces. I will also leave the peel, so that the red part does not fall apart. Cut the watermelon into pieces like this. I will clean the watermelon from the seeds. I cleaned the watermelon, and I need a bigger jar. I thin the watermelon in a jar. I will not compress or pressurize it. Now I will prepare the dressing. I pour 1.5 liters of water into the pot. I add 5 spoons of sugar. One spoonful of salt. I put the pot on the stove and wait for the dressing to boil. The dressing has boiled, and I remove it from the stove. Now I need the juice of 2 lemons. I will separate the pulp from the lemon juice. I'll stir. I pour the dressing into a jar. The dressing must cover the watermelon. I'll wipe the top of the jar. I close the jar with a clean lid. I need a pan. I put a cloth on the bottom of the pot. And I put the jar in the pot. I pour hot water into the pot. I put the pan on the stove. From the moment the water boils, I pasteurize it for 20 minutes. The water should just flow. After 20 minutes, I remove the pan from the stove. I will leave the jar to cool gradually in the water. When the jar has cooled, center. I keep the jar in a dark and cool place until use. If you liked the video, leave me a heart in the comment and a like. Thank you, friends. This is how I store fresh plums in a jar, without preservatives, without sugar, and they don't spoil for years. I prepared the plums. First, I will wash them and clean them from the stem. Write in the comment, from which country are you watching me? It's nice to know that we are watching each other all over the world. For canning, I choose only firm and unripe plums. I will pierce the plums with a toothpick in several places. Thus, the skin will not crack during canning. I need clean and washed jars. I will fill the jars with plum. Do not fill the jars to the top. I pour water into the jars to cover the plums. Plums are a naturally acidic food and can be preserved without sugar or added acid. I'll wipe the top of the jar. I close the jars with a clean lid. I need a deeper pot. I put a cloth on the bottom of the pot. I put the jars in the pot. I pour water up to the height of the lid. I put the pan on the stove. From the moment the water boils, I will pasteurize it for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes of pasteurization, I remove the pan from the stove. I will leave the jars to cool gradually in the water. When the jars have cooled, the center part of the lid must sink. I store the jars in a dark and cool place, preferably in the basement. If you liked the video, leave me a heart in the comment and a like. Thank you, dear friends. I store fresh blueberries in a jar, and for years they remain as if they were just picked. I will wash the blueberries. I choose healthy, ripe, and firm blueberries because only healthy fruit can be preserved beautifully in a jar. I washed 1.5 kilograms of blueberries, and now I will grind 500 grams. I need the juice of 1 lemon. I add 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. Acidity is important for safe food preservation. I'll stir. I need clean and washed jars. I will fill the jars with blueberries. I will not fill the jars to the top. I will pour the juice from the crushed blueberries into the jars. I pour the juice to cover the blueberries. I'll wipe the top of the jar. I close the jars with clean lids. I need a deeper pan. I put a cloth on the bottom of the pot. I put the jars in the pot. I pour water into the pot, up to the height of the lid. I put the pan on the stove. From the moment the water boils, I will pasteurize it for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes of pasteurization, I will remove the pan from the stove. I will leave the jars to cool gradually in the water. When the jars have cooled, the center part of the lid must sink. I store the jars in a dark and cool place, without a freezer and without electricity. I use blueberries prepared in this way for pancakes, cakes, oatmeal, yogurt, cakes, and desserts. If you liked the video, leave me a heart in the comment and a like. Thank you, friends. When the season is over, my peaches still look like they were picked yesterday. I keep them in a jar all year round. I will wash the peaches first, because I only use clean and healthy fruit for canning. Choose firm and healthy fruits. Remove soft peaches. I will cut it in half and remove the pit. Write to me in the comments from which country are you watching me? It's nice to know that we are watching each other all over the world. I need clean and washed jars. I put the peaches in the jars, but I don't press them. Do not fill the jars to the top. I need the juice of 1 lemon. I add a spoonful of lemon juice to each jar. Acidity is an important part of safe canning. I will fill the jars with water to cover the peaches. I will wipe the top of the jar so that the lid closes well. Close the jars with clean lids. I need a pan. Put a cloth on the bottom of the pan, and I put the jars in the pot. Pour water up to the height of the lid. I put the pan on the stove. From the moment the water boils, I will pasteurize for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes of pasteurization, I remove the pan from the stove. I will leave the jars to cool gradually in the water. When the jars cool, the center part of the lid must sink. I store the jars in a dark and cool place until use. If you like the video, leave me a heart in the comment and a like. Thank you, friends.